Live, where news comes first. This is WECT News.
We're continuing our coverage this afternoon on a Novant Health helicopter crash that sent 3 people to the hospital. The National Transportation Safety Board now looking into the accident. Investigators say the helicopter went down at around just before 8 o'clock last night off of Holly Shelter Road near Castle Hayne. WCT's Ava Brengord is joining us now live from Novant Health, New Hanover Regional Medical Center. Ava, what's the status of the people injured in that crash?
So, Daniela, we know all 3 people on board that helicopter were taken to the hospital. We know no patients were on board. That's according to Novant Health. But according to an FAA incident report, they say the flight crew member, one of them has serious injuries, while the other 2 people on board, we still don't know their condition at this hour. Now, the FAA incident report says the helicopter crashed under, quote, unknown circumstances. We know the crash happened in a heavily wooded area along the New Hanover and Pender County line. Crews were using what looked to be a private driveway to access the crash site last night. Investigators say the helicopter was badly damaged in the accident. Now, the National Transportation Safety Board, who is leading the investigation, says they're inspecting 3 primary areas. That's the pilot, the aircraft, and the operating environment. Looking at things like flight traffic data, air traffic control communications, and any available surveillance video. Now, a spokesperson with Novant Health says their top priorities right now is that flight crew, their families, and their other team members. Daniela?
Ava, do we know when more details in this investigation could come out?
Yeah, Daniela. So the National Transportation Safety Board says a preliminary report is expected within the next 30 days. That'll contain the initial phase of the investigation, but the final report, that's when we'll get that probable cause of the accident, is not expected to be released until the next 6 to 12 months. Back to you.
Ava, thanks for that update this afternoon.